Hi there, you're listening to the Pursue Your Spark podcast. I'm your host and midlife warrior, Heike Yates. And on this show, we're talking about fitness, nutrition, and mindset strategies for women in midlife. Plus, our fierce guests on the show share their stories to help you reclaim your power to spark an authentic life. And we don't remember when we're full because we didn't pay attention to anything that was put in our mouth because we were distracted with other things. And that behavior or habit tends to lead to overeating because we're not paying attention to the food in front of us and the attention it deserves. The other thing too is when we are listening to other people. How many times have you caught yourself already preparing an answer or a good advice when the speaker hadn't even finished their story? Sometimes they don't want to hear our advice. They just want to tell us their story, and all they want to hear is a, oh, okay, I understand. And they don't even want our advice or our wise words for them to solve their problem. It's simply a matter of they want us to listen. And that can be really hard to just really listen, leaning in and listening to what's in front of us, whether it's food, it's exercise, and especially the person in front of us that deserves all the attention that we can give him without preparing a response. Why is mindfulness so important? And we don't remember when we're full because we didn't pay attention to anything that was put in our mouth. And we don't remember when we're full because we didn't pay attention to anything that was put in our mouth because we were distracted with other things. And that behavior or habit tends to lead to overeating because we're not paying attention to the food in front of us and the attention it deserves. The other thing too is when we are listening to other people. How many times have you caught yourself already preparing an answer or a good advice when the speaker hadn't even finished their story? Sometimes they don't want to hear our advice. They just want to tell us their. I know we will have a blast and I can't wait. So without further ado, let's dive into part 2 of the 4-part series, The 4 Pillars to Transform Your Midlife. These are the foundation, and we implement each pillar in the 4-week Lean Out program so that you can create an even more powerful and lasting outcome of the goals you set for yourself. This is a 4-part series of transformation that includes lesson on balance, mindfulness, strength, and confidence, with strategies to take action when it comes to transforming your midlife. You don't have to do all the steps all at once, but start with 1 or 2 action steps in each segment, in each pillar, so that you can feel more energized, healthier, happier, and more vibrant in midlife. If you missed episode 60, which was Pillar 1, Simple Ways to Find Balance in Your Life, I will put a link in the show note. So without further ado, let's talk about Pillar 2, Mindfulness, and the 3 ways to be mindful every day. Why is mindfulness so important? Mindfulness is important because we are creating experiences. The experience of chewing a crunchy broccoli, or the smell of a delicious chicken dinner or roasted chicken, or the experience of the run where you feel every step, every breath, and how deep you breathe, how you experience being with other people, and the emotions that are exchanged during a conversation. If that wouldn't be important to us, all we could do is pop a pill or take another tablet of sorts that makes us fit, keeps us thin, which was easy, right? And we don't have to talk to anybody because we wouldn't need it, but we do need it to emotional support ourselves. So let's take running as a example for multitasking. Several of my friends love to run and listen to music while I find it distracting. Here's why. When I run, I want to be fully in the moment. I want to be focused on my breathing, my steps as I run, and let my brain just think and mull over all the things that happen in the day that bothered me, that stressed me out, and the things that I think about and have these brilliant ideas where I have to stop for a moment and record my brilliant ideas, because by the end of the run, I don't remember my brilliant idea. So it is a great way for me to de-stress, refocus, or just let go. And when I listen to something, I am not as focused on the effects of exercise on my body. And I enjoy so much to run, let my mind wander. And I come back from an awesome run, and it seems like I solved the world's problems. Eating tends to be another activity that seems to be perfect for multitasking. And it's often overlooked and pushed aside because it seems so normal to us that we sit, watch TV, or we eat and we scroll through Facebook, or we read our emails, and then we just simply eat and don't remember what we ate, don't remember anything of the taste, the texture, or the smell. And we don't remember when we're full because we didn't pay attention to anything that was put in our mouth because we were distracted with other things. And that behavior or habit tends to lead to overeating because we're not paying attention to the food in front of us and the attention it deserves. The other thing too is when we are listening to other people. How many times have you caught yourself already preparing an answer or a good advice when the speaker hadn't even finished their story? Sometimes they don't want to hear our advice. They just want to tell us their story, and all they want to hear is a, oh, okay, I understand. And they don't even want our advice or our wise words for them to solve their problem. It's simply a matter of they want us to listen. And that can be really hard to just really listen, leaning in and listening to what's in front of us, whether it's food, it's exercise, and especially the person in front of us that deserves all the attention that we can give him without preparing a response. Why is mindfulness so important? Mindfulness is important because we are creating experiences. The experience of chewing a crunchy broccoli, or the smell of a delicious chicken dinner or roasted chicken, or the experience of the run where you feel every step, every breath, and how deep you breathe, how you experience being with other people, and the emotions that are exchanged during a conversation. If that wouldn't be important to us, all we could do is pop a pill or take a tablet to be in shape and not have to worry about any food that you're eating or the experiences you have through that. But we are not wired that way. We want experiences. We crave experiences. In a world where we're so automated, We want that crunchy broccoli feeling, that sweat running down your arms while exercising, and that friend that sits across from you listening intently to your stories. 4 things to know about mindfulness. Number 1, you do not need to change. You focus on what you are already doing well and emphasize those points. Meaning that if you know how to create a healthy meal, you know you have all your food groups in place, all you need to do is disengage from your TV, your audio, or whatever else you listen to while you're eating or watching, and just give it a try. It will be a little bit funny or different, let's put it that way, when it's suddenly silent. And silence, is golden. Try it. Will feel awkward, but give it a try. It will be a very different eating experience because then you have to pay attention and be mindful of your food. Number 2, anyone can do it. You don't have to be Buddha or a higher being to practice mindfulness. It is already inside of you. All you need to do is unleash it and let it loose. And it will fill your cup. It will change experiences throughout the day. Number 3, it's a way of living. Being present and aware reduces unwanted stress and helps us live a better life. And a little bit better is better than nothing. Today I went to a studio that I work once a week. And going there has been really stressing me out. And I tell you why. The people that I work with are inconsiderate, rude, and selfish. It is hard to work in an environment like this and feel good serving your clients. My clients most of them have become my friends. I've worked with them for years and they have become my friends more than a client. So I am looking forward to every moment that I spend with them and help them with their health and fitness needs. But the environment is stifling. So today, before I walked in, I sat in my car and I set my intention. I decided that I will go in today and not let this negative environment infiltrate my training with my clients. That I will focus solely on my clients, their health, and their stories that they're telling me. And nothing will detect me or deter me from feeling good about being there for a purpose, meaning serving my client or my clients. And I did just that. I repeated that over and over. I set the intention that I will be calm, I will be collected, I will not get emotionally sucked into any of the BS that's going on around me and focus on being with my client. And it worked. It worked fabulously. I had a really wonderful day and heard wonderful stories and helped my clients with their health and exercise and nutrition coaching. And so it was not perfect, but it was a lot better. Number 4, both science and the experience of mindfulness demonstrate their positivity towards your health, happiness, your work, and your relationships. Here are the 3 steps to discover how to practice mindfulness now. Number 1, create a plan of action. Of course, it has to be action. Without action, nothing's happening. First, pick the area in your life where you need the most help or where you want to be the most present. And then go from there. I'm just going to give you some examples that might spark a little imagination to help you along where you might need a little bit of help. And it could be eating. Not all of us know how to prepare a well-balanced meal. everybody sounds like they know, but so many people really don't know what that means, a well-balanced meal. Like, so let's think about what you normally put on your plate. So in your mind, envision your plate. If you are a expert healthy eater, maybe we use another example for you. But let's think about your plate. What's on your plate? Is there protein? Are there healthy fats? And are there non-processed carbs? So you look at this and go, oh, okay, I got my chicken or my tofu. I maybe have a baked potato. And I may have some broccoli. I know broccoli seems to be my thing today, but broccoli it is. And see if that is what you have on your plate. And then you think a little bit of olive oil as a healthy fat that you may have roasted your chicken in. So we got all the three food groups, so to speak, covered. Then you look at, well, do I eat enough vegetables? Because we always say eat the rainbow. All right, so let's look at our vegetables. You say, oh, I don't usually have vegetables. I eat a salad. Well, a salad is not a vegetable really when it comes to carbohydrates and feeling full. So let's think about more along the lines of carrots, bok choy, cauliflowers. Otherwise, I would use broccoli again. But think about the colors of them. What is green? What is yellow? Red peppers. Green may be your bok choy. Cauliflower is white. So you eat the rainbow on your plate. So think about if you need a little bit of plan of action, how to get going when it comes to eating. If you need a little bit of a mindfulness practice and an action plan of exercising, being mindful, why not take part of your run or walk and not listen to anything? I don't expect you to do all of it, just a little bit. And then see how it goes. And just do a little bit longer each time. Or maybe say on Tuesdays, I don't listen to anything. Or something along those lines that makes sense to you. Remember, I always talk about baby steps. So that was number one. Create a plan of action. Number two is to slow down. Sit down and put on the brakes in your life. Don't speed through your workout as hard as you can in the shortest period of time, just so you're done. Or eat your food in the fastest amount of possible because, oh my God, I have to do this and that and the other. Slow down and stop speeding through everything. Your gut, your mind, and your body will be so much happier. Sit down and chew your food. Enjoy the texture. Set a relaxing environment. Actually set the table for yourself. That's a novel idea. Instead of eating standing in the kitchen, sit down somewhere, put your stuff down, maybe put a tablecloth down or at least a placemat, and make it nice. Make it an experience. So slow down. Also when it comes to your family members. Stop and listen. Don't just go by, I heard you, I know. Look at them. Slow down, look at them, and pay attention to what they're telling you and what is being said. Be fully present and be mindful. And number three is always important to me, and that is make you a priority. Today I was interviewed by the 24 Karat podcast, and they asked me what I recommend, what I would recommend. Number three, make you a priority. That is always super important to me to share this with you and to imprint this on you, that you remember, and at some point you make your priority. Today I was interviewed by the 24 Karat podcast, and they asked me what is the number one thing I would tell women when it comes to health. And my answer was, make you a priority. After years of taking care of everybody else, we continue those patterns. And instead of putting ourselves first, we feel guilty about not putting ourselves or putting ourselves first and not putting other people first. And we don't know sometimes how to do that anymore. So let's be mindful and take the power back and to take control of our life and the things that are important to us. It is so important for you ladies to discover the power of mindfulness when it comes to you. Do the things you wanted to do, always wanted to do, I have wanted to try, and actually try them. Experience that feeling that you thought you might have when you start a painting class or start a cooking class or whatever it is in your life that you always wanted to do. Do it now. Make it a priority and enjoy it. Don't feel guilty about it. Do an activity that you love and take time to do it. Like I said earlier, don't race through your workout. Recently, I did one of my not so favorite activities, but I do it anyway because I am a triathlete, swimming. And I had a goal of swimming for 2,000 yards. And so that takes me about 40 minutes. I'm a slow swimmer, so I said, I'm going to do this, but I got held back by work and then the traffic, and I got there and I was a little bit stressed thinking, oh, if I have to do 2,000 yards, I will not be back on time. And I said, slow down, Heike. This is for you. You do this because it is fun, well, sort of, but it keeps you fit and you enjoy the feeling of swimming. It lengthens the body. So I said, I have a half an hour and I just get done what I can get done in this half an hour. And I don't have to worry about not being on time somewhere else. I'm getting my workout in and I will feel so much better. And I will feel so much better. It's a little shorter than I wanted, but I loved it. It took out the stress and I made me priority because I could have just skipped the swim altogether. So make you a priority, whether it's drinking a cup of tea, going for a swim, picking a new activity. I want you to remember that we are creating experiences. We are creating moments that mean something. Moments that help us de-stress, nurture our mind and body. Mindfulness is, as I say, super important. So I want you to reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook, at Heike Yates, Pursue Your Spark, or the Pursue Your Spark podcast on Instagram, and let me know which one of the 3 strategies, action steps you took today to create more mindfulness in your life. And that's it for today, my friends. And on the next Pursue Your Spark podcast, we have a new interview guest, and it's Joanne Bragger, and she's an author and relationship coach. And she will talk to us about why it's never too late for love in midlife. All the single ladies, get ready to listen to next week's episode. So thanks for being here. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. Be mindful, and I'll see you next time at the Pursue Your Spark podcast. Ciao.